Has your home been on the market and maybe failed to sell or has been sitting there for a while? Or are you considering listing and selling your home and are worried about the potential for it selling or the prospect of it selling? If so, you're going to want to watch this video. We have compiled the top 12 reasons that homes fail to sell in 2023 and how to avoid the mistakes that cause homes not to sell. And so we're sitting here in close to the middle of 2023, and the market has dramatically shifted in the last 12 to 14 months, mainly due to the rise in mortgage interest rates, putting a damper on demand. And so eventually we're going to start to see a shift from this extreme seller's market that we've been in since COVID and more towards balance and even buyer's market territory, most likely over the coming, I'll say, year, 2 years. And so that means more homes are going to be for sale and more homes will come off of the market unsold. And so this video tackles the issues that cause homes to fail to sell. And here's the hint, it's not always the price. That is one of the reasons, and we're going to cover that right away. Yeah, let's take a look at all 12 and exactly what to do about it. This is the classic overpricing strategy. And we've all heard the axiom, price it higher because buyers will want to negotiate down. Yet in today's information age, that's actually the cardinal sin that can absolutely ruin a home sale. And it is reason number one that homes don't sell. Like I said, we're in the information age and home shopping is done online before it's ever done in person for 99% of the buying population. And stats show that the average buyer starts their journey on average about 18 months before actually closing on a home. So this dynamic has created a more savvy buyer than ever before, meaning buyers know market values more than ever before and will instantly dismiss a home that they deem overpriced. So we'll talk about first impressions as we go on, but think about this. Your ideal buyer loves the photos, all the specs of the home, check all the boxes that they have. However, your asking price falls out of line with reality of what's closing and selling. They'll likely never come look at the home in person. And if they do, they're automatically thinking about lowering your price. So conversely, if you strategically price your home below the competition that's currently out there for sale, there's data supporting enough, and there's data supporting enough strong demand in your neighborhood, you will very likely get a bidding war driving that price up. I know it seems risky compared to that traditional thinking. You know, we can always come down, but we can't go back up. So consult with your agent before considering that strategy to make sure there is concrete evidence of bidding wars in your specific market. That is a measure of demand. So essentially, there's only 3 pricing strategies. Number 1, price above market value. Number 2, price at market value. Number 3, price below market value. And note this, if prices are declining, option 2, pricing at market value, is actually overpricing. As the great one, Wayne Gretzky said, skate to where the puck is going. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes. In what world do you go look at the most expensive thing for what you're shopping for first, if you can get something as good or better for better perceived value? And I hear this all the time. Well, if we ask more, we'll get more. Placing a higher price on your home does not mean that you will sell for more. In fact, studies show you'll sell for less than what you would have actually sold for had you strategically priced it at or below the competition in the first place. On top of that, it will take 2 to 5 times longer, and you'll have to endure all the painful price reductions and all the showings, or worse yet, non-showings in the process. So, solution here, price it right. We take the time to analyze hundreds or even thousands of data points, not just comps, to help our clients maximize their bottom line through their pricing strategy. Lack of a strategic marketing strategy for the home's specific audience. Most agents will do the 3 Ps, what we call the 3 Ps of marketing a home. Number 1, place a sign in the yard. Number 2, put it on the MLS. Number 3, pray that an agent brings a buyer. While that approach worked well before the information age and also, sure, during the COVID boom, it's not going to cut it in 2023 and beyond. For a home to not only sell, but sell for a premium in today's market, it needs a strategic plan curated specifically to the type of home, the neighborhood, and its most likely audience. So the solution here is to hire an agent who can show you his or her strategic plan, both from a high level and an in-depth view. Who are they specifically targeting, and what will they do proactively to reach that audience besides just posting the home online? We spent countless hours studying migration patterns to and from specific neighborhoods. So we're already coming into our clients' homes knowing the avatar of the most likely buyer. Not only do we cast wide nets, ensuring the home is fully exposed online, but we also develop a strategic curated plan that is designed to reach that well-defined micro audience with both a digital online and a physical offline approach. Brings us to number 3. And now we're getting into the reasons that most people don't even think about. The order of which your photos show up online. So your photo order plays a big role in the success or failure of your home sale. According to a 2015 Microsoft study, the average attention span for a person is 8 seconds. That was back in 2015. That is one less second than a goldfish. And we got to imagine each year that gets shorter and shorter. And I'm sure in 2023, that's going to be way less than 8 seconds. Most real estate apps and websites are set up to only show the first photo of your home. To get to the next one, you need to click or swipe, and so on to get through all the photos. And the problem is that most realtors and for sale by owners put their lead photo as the front of the house. Nearly all of the home's best photos aren't of the front of the house unless you just have extravagant over-the-top curb appeal and landscaping. So the problem with that 8-second attention span, and probably, like I said, becoming closer to 2 seconds, most buyers will never have the patience to get to the best photo or the best features of the home and will click on to the next property. So your solution here is to put at least the first 5 best photos of the home as the first 5 photos. Now, you got to check with your agent and the rules of the MLS. Some require a lead photo to be the front of the home, some do not. This may seem insignificant, yet it can absolutely make a world of difference, like I said, in the success or failure of your home sale. Most people have clicked through the property's top 5 photos, will continue to click away to see the others. We'll take the time to optimize photo order on every listing because of this. Price band or price bracket errors. This is also another one that most people don't think about. A lot of people list homes that have 9s in the price. $599 versus $600 would be an example. It's similar to how Amazon and Walmart and other discount stores price items. It's an optics thing. So I mentioned the example of $599 versus $600. This is a major mistake. Most real estate websites and apps have price bands or price brackets that begin and end in whole numbers. Take Zillow, for example. Price brackets of $500 to $600, $600 to $700, and so on. So when a home's listed at $499, $9999, none of the buyers searching from $500 to $600 have any idea that home is for sale. And what makes it even more strategic here is, let's say you take that $599 versus $600 example. Buyers starting their search at $600 are going to see the home. Buyers ending their search at $600 are going to see the home, essentially being on the front page of both those searches, versus if you're at $599, you're just catching one of those searches. So the solution here, obviously, price the home in a way that will be in both price bands, multiple price bands or brackets, $500 or $600 instead of $599,999. I know some people would argue with me that the optics look better with the starting price of a 5 versus a 6. Yet ask yourself, would you skip seeing a home because it has a 6 on it with a bunch of zeros instead of a 5 with a bunch of 9s? Not doing research before putting a home on the market. Hardly any real estate agents or for sale by owners check to see if there are any open permits, violations, or additional liens on the property. In our nearly 20 years of selling real estate, we've heard many agents tell us that they were less than a week from closing when they found out that there was an open permit or an additional lien on the home. Sellers have already paid their moving company to move furniture, but they weren't able to close in the end. Talk about a major headache and loss of money. So the solution here is have your attorney or realtor guide you in the right direction to do your due diligence on a home before putting it on the market, you may have something open on it and you don't even know it. Happens, like I said, quite frequently. Think you know how to market on social media, but have no clue. I'm just chuckling at some examples I can give here. If we had to give you our best guess as regarding how many realtors or sellers know how to market on social media effectively, we would say less than 1% know what to do. The majority of agents have very few sales they've made from a direct social media advertisement or post to know exactly how to market to the right buyers looking for homes they have listed. The main reason is they're guessing or don't spend the time and effort to know who to engage with on social media and the web. So the solution is a lot more complicated than other solutions because it is. We've created a video that shares what we do. So basically we would be totally shocked if you ever heard any other real estate agent using the exact approach in the video that I'll link this to. So if you're listening to this on a podcast, make sure to direct message us for that video. Not spending the time to get the home properly prepared and staged before photos and videos. This is a huge one. Almost all real estate agents are so worried about their average days their listing is on the market before it has an accepted, so they speed up the process to get the home online. Majority of the time, the home isn't ready to be shown, nor is it photo ready, and you really only have one chance at that first impression when buyers have more choices to pick from. So the solution, obviously, don't be in such a rush to get the home on the market. If more time is spent upfront getting the home staged, personal photos removed, decluttered, your first impression will be phenomenal and many, many times better than if you just rushed it to market. And your home will be on the market a shorter amount of time if you do take that time up front. Many people, side note here, many people get, I guess, confused as to what staging is and is not. Most people think it's somebody bringing stager furniture into your home and replacing your furniture. That is not necessarily always the case. If your home is occupied or already has furniture in it, it can be as simple as a consultation, what's called a walk and talk with a professional stager to have he or her tell you where to put your items that are already in there. Hiring a family member or a friend without interviewing other agents to see who's most qualified to do the job. See this all the time, and of course in the boom of the last 3 years, the number of people with real estate licenses has gone dramatically up, and most of them do not know how to sell in any market other than a crazy seller's market. More than 90% of realtors do the same thing. Put up a for sale sign, enter the home in MLS, promote the home on a bunch of websites, hold an open house, advertise ineffectively on social media, make brochures, blah, blah, blah. As home inventory increases, doing only these things, probably not going to get the job done. If the seller is lucky enough to sell their home using these techniques, the length of time for the sale will be much longer and the amount netted will be much less. So your solution here, interview real estate agents until an agent is found that has an effective marketing plan of action. If they can't show you their plan of action, that should be a no-go for you. You need to see proven results with testimonials from satisfied clients. And if you're listening to this on podcast, make sure to contact us and we'll send you our team's marketing plan. You can also check it out at readygroupkw.com/listing packages. Not having the right network of buyers and agents that sell homes in your area. So the average agent will email blast every client and every realtor on his or her list on every listing they have for sale. May sound like a good idea, but it's the worst idea actually. Almost always there's so many people on the email list that they aren't interested in your email, and it's going to be blocked as spam if the list gets too big. They could live in a different area, aren't interested in the email topic, or numerous other reasons to get blacklisted. So when people see emails from a sender that they aren't interested in, they will often ignore the rest of the emails sent over time, even if those emails did have something that they could be interested in. So the solution here is categorize the recipients of the email, receive the email, break it down by submarket segments. Example, Aurora area agents, Highlands Ranch agents, Boulder County agents, Boulder County buyers, things like that. If a realtor has a new listing in Colorado Springs, it won't make sense to email the agent in Boulder, for example. So sending smaller email campaigns, also known as bursts, to relevant groups will substantially increase the open rates and cause the emails to have much lower chance of going into a spam filter. Much better way to do this is for the agents to personally call or text all of the buyers and the agents individually to let them know that something's coming up that they are probably going to be interested in. And that's something that we specialize in. Not using emotional video or photography. There is a saying out there, logic makes you think, emotion makes you act. That said, all the logic in the world and talking about the beds, baths, and the 2-inch granite countertops aren't going to evoke an emotional response. So the average agent is incredibly cheap when it comes to spending money on marketing. Many will take the photos themselves on their iPhones or their DSLR cameras. And if they happen to do a video, they'll usually do it on their own, do it as a slideshow with still photos, or hire a subpar videographer. As mentioned in this article, seller only has one chance to make that first impression. So doing photos and videos without a true professional will make that first impression a negative one. So the solution is spend the money, hire an agent who's going to spend the money. We never think about the money we're spending when we have a listing, and it's not uncommon for us to spend $3,000, $5,000 on photos, drone videos, 3D immersive tours, regardless of the price of the home. Sometimes we'll be at the property for multiple days for more than 10 hours just to make sure the photos are perfect. And if you think that sounds daunting, what's more daunting is selling your home for a much lesser price than you could have gotten by producing that emotional response. Poor access to view a home. With inventory increasing in virtually every market that I see, realtors and buyers have more choices when viewing homes. So if an agent is scheduling 4 or 5 showings for his or her client and the home isn't available to be seen with the others, the odds that that agent returning on another day is pretty doubtful. So the solution here, do what you can as a seller to make the house show ready at all times and have a plan that allows for the home to be viewed with little to no notice. Give your agent a key to the home so it can be shown, in the event that has to be a short notice showing. Looking at the home through a seller's eyes instead of a buyer's eyes. With so many automated home valuation sites out there, sellers and agents will often look at the site's estimates and average them out to get a list price for the home. Other times, they will look at previous sales to determine the price based on those things. The problem with these methods is that they are so inconsistent. Sometimes Zillow's or similar sites' estimates are too high, sometimes they're too low, sometimes just right. Yet make sure to read the disclaimers on Zillow's site as far as the accuracy of their home valuations in your particular city or town. Even Zillow's ex-CEO, Spencer Raskoff, sold his home for 40% less than the Zillow's estimate. So you want to be super careful when you're using online home valuations to price your home. So the solution here is it's critical to look at the current competition for the property, what similar properties have recently sold, aka the ones that are currently under contract, that have gotten under contract in the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and in what direction the market is heading. More importantly, it makes much more sense to see what the current competition is for similar properties for sale, because that's who you're going to be shopped against. So it doesn't matter what the price of a home sold for recently if there are no others like it on the market as much. If that's the case, many times you can sell the home for a greater number than the past sale if it's in a desirable location and a desirable property. And then on the other hand, if there are a lot of homes for sale, there's a good chance that the next home that sells will be less than the previous one. So just make sure you're watching the entire picture, not just closed comps and certainly not just online valuations. The most motivated buyers out there are looking at the market and inventory numerous times a day and know exactly what homes are selling for and know exactly what is for sale. Remember that sellers are competing with other sellers who have to sell, not just ones who want to sell. So interviewing agents and finding the one that's aware of all these things and knows the market like the back of his or her hand will get your home sold much quicker and for a much higher price. So we hope you enjoyed the reasons. Well, you don't want to enjoy those reasons, but hope this was informative if you're considering a home sale in the near or even distant future, why homes don't sell in 2023 and what to do about it. If you have any more questions, reach out. Happy to walk you through. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do like this content, because we deliver it often. Again, Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group, Denver Metro, and Tampa Bay, Florida. We'll see you.